What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite mask collector's favorite mask collector, AJ Good, here at the new House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day. And today's video is a pretty cool one. Not only are we doing a good old-fashioned mask unboxing, which is probably why you're here to begin with, but we are unboxing a piece from a band that we have never really covered here on this channel. We may have talked about them in some live streams here and there, but I have never talked about this band in a video whatsoever. We may have talked about them from time to time in live streams over the years, but I have never made a video about this band at all. I don't even think that I've ever mentioned them in a video. But I gotta say, this band is pretty cool, so I am very excited for this one. So, let's see what we can do. Now, we've got a package here from our good friend Tim, aka Vinny Ratlock, aka the Mask Monger, aka whatever other kind of name he's got going on out there. I'm sure that I missed a couple dozen. But our friend Tim sent us something that just now got here, even though it was sent months and months ago. And man, Tim has been tripping about this one. He really wanted this piece to get to the House of Masks, and for whatever reason, the United States Postal Service just decided to send it to the bottom of the ocean or something. Regardless, it could be worse. I could still not have the package and never get the package, but I do have the package right here. So I started to unbox this in this week's Mailbox Monday episode, and as I realized what it was, I thought, you know what? This piece is definitely deserving of its own video, and it gives me the perfect chance to talk about this band on the channel for the first time. Thus, today's unboxing. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Again, this comes from Tim. I will be linking all of his stuff down below. That way you guys can go check him out. He is always up to something. He is also a very, very supportive patron, a very, very supportive viewer. He comes to all the events, and he's just a nice guy. So, we will read this note and we will see what we've got in this bag here. And the note says, Dear AJ Good, enclosed in this package is a replica project I created of the original CRUSTY UDDERS mask he wore during his time with Psychotic Symphony. While it's not built from the same exact dated materials, Udder himself generously reached out and shared links to the parts he's currently using, helping guide the build. What started as a tribute has turned into a genuine friendship and some exciting collaborative projects between the band, myself, and our mutual buddy Mike Covert. I hope you enjoy the mask and are just as pumped as I am for more of the Psychotic Symphony goodness coming your way. Sincerely, the Mask Monger, Tim Cecil C. Sill. YouTube.com/the Mask Monger. P.S. I am also looking into making some holographic House of Masks stickers for you soon. Stay tuned. So, there we go. He pretty much gave it away, but I am sure that a lot of people watching this video are wondering, who's a CRUSTY UDDERS and what's a Psychotic Symphony? And boy oh boy am I glad that you asked, or you didn't ask and I just completely made that up. But regardless, I'm going to tell you what a CRUSTY UDDERS is and who Psychotic Symphony is. So, Psychotic Symphony is one of those weird, old, obscure, late 80s, early 90s bands that definitely has that feel. What is that feel? Well, it's that feeling of weirdness that you can't quite place. Think of odd early 90s things like Pee Wee Herman. Think Max Headroom.
This is Max Headroom.
Think Monty Python.
I say, anyone for tennis? I say, Lionel, catch.
And now most importantly, think Mr. Bungle, because that is a slightly more well-known band that is similar to what Psychotic Symphony is, and if I had to guess, Psychotic Symphony was probably very heavily inspired by Mr. Bungle. They definitely have the Bungle feel, but so does early Slipknot and Mushroomhead. There was just something about masked bands around the early 90s that is completely in a realm of its own. And I think Psychotic Symphony did it very, very well. In fact, I would probably place them above Bungle because they are slightly easier listening. Bungle is great, we all love Bungle, but there is something special about Psychotic Symphony, and I think that they are just a little more listenable than Mr. Bungle. With that being said, they also look super, super cool. A bunch of weird, old, random stuff thrown together that just creates this Super creepy yet somewhat dreamlike image. I don't know how to explain it. Go check out Manic Depresso by Psychotic Symphony and you will understand everything that I am trying to tell you. Now with that giant introduction to the band out of the way, let's go ahead and jump on into the package and take a look at this CRUSTY UDDERS piece. And I will do my best to let you guys take the first look at it. I want to make sure that I have it facing the right way there. And it is a headstock. It is a spandex headstock, so it's going to be kind of hard to tell what you're looking at. And what would also be cool is if my camera focused on it instead of being focused on the background, because what are we doing right now? I never change the settings on this thing. It just picks and chooses when it wants to focus on something in the middle of the screen, when it wants to autofocus, when it doesn't want to focus at all. And every time I say something about it, there's a million people in the comments telling me what I'm doing wrong. Guys, I do not change the settings. They are the exact same from the video that I released yesterday where this wasn't happening. All right, one more time. There we go. Oh my God, you decided to work. Okay, again, this is a spandex headstock, so it's not going to look right while it is just sitting on my hand here, but we will get a head for it for the display shots at the end of this video. Just bear with me for now, okay? Also, speaking of bearing with me, unrelated side note, I am switching editing software. I finally got Final Cut Pro. No more iMovie. I know that sounds insane. I am a professional YouTuber that's been using iMovie for the last year or so, but I finally upgraded, and this is going to be the first video that I edit on Final Cut. So if it kind of sucks, which I'm hoping it doesn't, blame it on the fact that I've literally never used Final Cut, and I am trying to up the production value of these videos, especially with the editing software. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, back to CRUSTY UDDERS. CRUSTY UDDERS is the vocalist of Psychotic Symphony, and he wore something extremely similar to this. Now, as Tim stated in that letter, these aren't the correct material per se, because these things were being produced back in the late 80s, and they are still being produced today, and obviously suppliers kind of change what they are using for particular pieces, and I assume that the wig and the hair on this is what is slightly different about this production piece. But yeah, dude, Tim did his best to replicate exactly what was going on with the real CRUSTY UDDERS piece. He painted it up, he stitched it, he got everything converted, if you will, and now we have a pretty legit CRUSTY UDDERS piece, which I think is very, very cool. Definitely a first for the collection, and probably a first for you guys. I assume that there is a fair chunk of people out there that have never even heard of Psychotic Symphony and are going to go check them out and find something new and cool that they are definitely interested in learning more about and potentially become a fan of. So yeah, dude, just wanted to quickly document this piece coming into the collection, and I wanted to take the chance to introduce you guys to Psychotic Symphony and talk about them really for the first real time on the channel here. This is their first video on my channel, so I think that that is pretty cool. Major props to Tim for sending this piece over. Thank you very, very much. Definitely stoked to get a little Psychotic Symphony section set up wherever and whenever that may be, because I do have another Psychotic Symphony piece from Tim that this thing will go along with great. Now, where that is, I have no idea. It is in a box around here somewhere, but we still have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of boxes left to unpack from the move. So yeah, dude, Tim told me all kinds of cool stuff about Psychotic Symphony and the chance of a reunion happening sometime in the future, which I think would be pretty cool. And if you'd like to find out more about the band, Tim actually has a playlist on his channel where he is uploading content that is directly related to the band. I will drop that down below in the description of this video as well as the pinned comment so that you guys can go check that out and show Tim some love. Now, with all of that being said, we are going to go ahead and end this video the same way that we end all of the unboxings and reviews on this channel, and that is with some nice up-close shots of this piece so that you guys can see all of the beautifully disturbing detail. CRUSTY UDDERS, come on. And normally I would say that we would get this thing put up in the collection and show it off there as well, but I just told you guys that I don't have a Psychotic Symphony section yet, so we won't be doing that. Anyways, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. I appreciate you. And until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks, telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol, and yes to manic depresso, and we will see you guys in the next one.